So let's roll and see how many rolls I have to do for Roll of Reads. Hi everyone, my name is Brittany from Brittany Loves Reading, and it is almost March, which means it's almost time for one of my favorite things, and that is Roll of Reads. Last year, I participated in Roll of Reads. I absolutely love Mel. Mel is a friend that I've met here on BookTube. Her channel is a book fiend named Mel. All the links and everything is down in the description box below. Mel hosts this readathon, I believe, every March. It was at least March last year. It's March this year, and it is such a fun way to play Mel's TBR game, Roll of Reads. So with Roll of Reads, you get a ton of prompts, and you lay it out in a 4x5 grid, and you roll a dice, and whatever number dice comes up is the prompt that you have to read. I am going to play the game, pick some books for my TBR that I will have to read in March. So before we dive in to actually rolling for prompts, I need to know how many prompts I'm going to roll for. And we're gonna leave that up to fate. So I have my dish, I have my dice, and we're gonna see how many prompts I need to roll. This is an 8-sided dice, so the maximum amount of rolls, unless I get punishments, will be 8, but I'm hoping for less than 8. 8 is a bit advantageous with also doing Timmy's, which as of seeing this, you have not seen Timmy's yet. It comes out a week after this video, but you'll see. So let's roll and see how many rolls I have to do for Roll of Reads. Okay, that could have been worse. That's a 6. So that could have been worse. It could have been better. It could have been worse. I can do 6. 6 is doable. So let's jump into our first roll for prompts. So we have the Roll of Reads grid all set up. We have our dice. We have our stack of punishments and rewards if I need them. Hopefully I won't. I would like to get through this with no punishments at least. I'll take some rewards, but we'll see what happens. Let's jump in to our first roll. Roll number 1 is a 13. Oh, a recent purchase. I just did a book haul, so this is perfect. So our first roll gave us most recent purchase, and my most recent purchase is Sanctuary of the Shadow by Aurora Asher. This book I bought knowing nothing about it. I saw it and it was gorgeous, so I bought it. That's how it happened. This beautiful book was on the shelf and I could not leave it there because it's beautiful. The sprayed edges, the end pages, everything about this book is beautiful. But since getting it, I've read the synopsis a bit more and looked into it a bit more, and I'm also very excited about this book. It follows a girl named Harrow. Harrow is got some magical powers. Someone tried to kill her, and she's in hiding from those people who are trying to take her and kill her. And she decides to hide at a circus as part of one of the circus's acts. And it says even come for the show and stay for the magic. And I just love that idea. So then someone comes to the circus and also starts being in the act. And they seem to team up to get to the bottom of those who are after Harrow. That is what I'm getting from the synopsis. But the synopsis seems quite intricate. But I love this idea of this magical circus. That sounds fabulous. And also, like I said, I bought it because the book was pretty. So both things. Roll number 2 is a 19. Book club or read along. Roll of Reads is being very nice. For our second roll, we got read along or book club. And for this one, I will be putting on the 3rd book in the Wheel of Time series, The Dragon Reborn by Robert Jordan. I am doing a read along of the Wheel of Time series over on the B&K Book Club. And for March, we will be reading the 3rd book. We're having a pretty good time reading this series. I'm having a lot of fun getting into this world that Robert Jordan has built. It's very similar to Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. You can definitely see the influences of Lord of the Rings in Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time series. And I'm not going to go into what Wheel of Time is about because I'm assuming everybody knows because it has been out for a long time and it's kind of one of those bigger series on BookTube. But this is what I will be reading for that prompt. Roll number 3 is a 9. Translated book. Then we got translated book. And for this, I'm actually going to put the final book in a series, which will get one of the series off my list that I need to finish for the year. And that is Emerald Green by Kirsten Gear. This book is the final book in the Ruby Red trilogy. This series follows a magical family, a magical secret society. And every generation, one of the daughters gets the ability to travel back in time. And they have prepared one of the daughters to do this. She's ready. She knows what the society is doing. She's been let into all the secrets. She knows what they're trying to accomplish, how they're trying to fix something that the previous daughter in the family did and made quite a stir with. She's set. They've prepped her. She does not get the magic. Her cousin does. Now Gwen can travel back in time and she knows nothing. The society is not prepared for her. They are trying to catch her up on what is going on. She's meeting a ton of people. She's meeting her counterpart in another family who every generation, a male in their line becomes the time traveler, and they need to team up to accomplish this larger goal, which I would tell you what the larger goal is, but it's definitely a spoiler to the first book. So I will leave it at that. This is translated from German. I have been really enjoying the series. I bought them because, do you see the covers? They are beautiful. They are gorgeous. Ruby Red is the first book, then I think it's Sapphire Blue, and then Emerald Green. And I will be completing this series. I'm really interested to see how it wraps up, because honestly, I'm not sure what I'm hoping for. There's a little bit of which side of this equation is correct, who's telling the truth, is the society right, or is like other people right? And I'm interested to see which way it falls in this last book. Roll number 4 is a 7. Trans or non-binary rep? For trans and non-binary rep, I'm going to be reading Cinderella by S.T. Lin. This is a book that I got on KU for Stuff Your Kindle Day. This is also a book that, because I got it for Stuff Your Kindle Day, I know very little about it. I know it has a trans main character, our Cinderella, and I also know that it's a fairy tale retelling. I saw both of these things as synopses on Stuff Your Kindle Day, and I went, add to cart. And it went onto my Kindle, and there it resides. So this is the perfect time to pick this up. We all know that I love a fairy tale retelling, but I absolutely love that this fairy tale retelling has some representation in it. We kind of see fairy tales being one way. It's time to show that everyone can be Cinderella. Absolutely anyone. And I love that with this book. And I'm very excited to see how this author writes this story. Roll number 5 is a 15. Middle grade or YA? For middle grade and YA, I'm going to be reading Pages & Co. The Lost Fairy Tales, which is book 2 in the Pages & Co. series. This series follows Tilly and her family. Tilly lives with her grandparents, and they also own a bookstore. And one day, while Tilly is at the bookstore, she's in the book section, she's reading, and all of a sudden, Anne of Green Gables shows up in the bookstore. And Tilly finds out that her family has this magic and is a part of this society that can bring characters out of books. Tilly goes a step further and also gets sucked into the books. So it's quite something going on. There's a lot happening, but I absolutely found this middle grade so whimsical and fun when I read the first book. To have Tilly meeting these characters that we know and love, Alice in Wonderland, Anne of Green Gables. It was so fun to see the characters kind of remorphed into a new way and being friends with Tilly, and also watching Tilly get to the end of her own mystery. Roll number 6 is an 11. First Nations author. And for our last roll, I got First Nations author, and for this, I'm getting a book that I have been dying to read. And I'm so excited that I can get it on this TBR. And that is How to Shape a Dragon's Breath by Monoquill Black Goose. This is a book that I've had my eye on for months and months and months and months. And it's a magical school with dragons, but like with the rift of the fact that it's a young Indigenous woman entering a colonizer-run dragon academy and quickly finds herself at odds with the approved way of doing things. And I am just so excited to dive in to this book. I love dragons, but I also love how the author is going at it from a young Indigenous perspective in a colonizer's world. And I just feel like this is going to be such a powerful read and a powerful way to speak about a fantasy school. I am here for this discussion. I'm here for this commentary. I'm here for these dragons. Like, all of this has me excited to pick up this book and hear what the author is trying to say with this fantasy series. I have seen some people read this book and I've heard some really great things, and I get to read it in March. But that is the end of my Roll of Reads TBR. 6 books, not too bad. It could have been worse, but I'm also really pleased at what I got on this TBR. I've got some ends of the series. I've got some book club mandatory reads. I've got some books that are in my 2024. Like, I feel like even now that it's almost March, I'm still getting through those goals that I set for myself at the end of the year and the first of the year, which I feel like in past years, I had already forgotten about all those goals. So I feel really proud of myself for sticking with it this long. Are you participating in Roll of Reads? Let me know down below. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, all the information will be in the description box as well. So go check out Mel, give it a like and a follow and a subscribe, and check out the announcement video. But until then, chat with me down in the comments below about any of these books or what you maybe got on your Roll of Reads TBR. I would love to hear about it more. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.